If you're planning to raise animals on 1 acre, there's a 90% chance you're about to make the same expensive mistakes most beginners make, mistakes that can cost years of effort and thousands of dollars. Many people pick animals based on what they see on social media, what their neighbors have, or what feels traditional, without considering space efficiency or return on investment. But the truth is, the most popular choices for small properties are often the least productive. On a single acre, selecting the wrong animals can mean low yields, high costs, and wasted effort, while the right choices can completely transform how much food and income your property can generate. In this video, you'll see the 5 best animals for maximum production on 1 acre and why the ones most people pick are usually poor options. You'll get exact numbers for space requirements, costs, and income potential, so you can plan based on real efficiency, not guesswork. By the end, you'll know how to maximize production while maintaining proper animal welfare, and you'll see a combination system that can realistically produce $15,000, $25,000 per year from just 1 acre. If you want practical high-return strategies for small acreage homesteading, make sure to watch all the way through and apply these methods to your own land. Most new homesteaders get it wrong, because they choose animals based on what looks appealing, what their neighbors have, or what seems traditional, rather than what actually makes sense for space efficiency and profit. Goats, for example, are incredibly popular because they're cute, personable, and offer both milk and meat potential while clearing brush. On paper they seem perfect, but the reality on 1 acre is harsh. Each goat requires at least 250 square feet just for shelter and immediate space, plus 0.25 to 0.5 acres of browse or pasture for proper foraging. That means you can only keep 2 or 3 goats sustainably on a single acre, and even then they demand constant veterinary attention because of parasites, they escape easily without expensive fencing, and they consume a huge portion of your land for relatively low returns. 3 goats produce roughly 600 pounds of meat per year, or 1 to 2 gallons of milk per day, which is far less efficient than other animals that can be raised on the same space, leaving the majority of your acreage underutilized and your investment spread thin. Cows, even miniature breeds, are another common mistake for small acreage homesteaders. The idea of fresh milk or beef from your own property is enticing, and a cow on the lawn looks like the quintessential farm experience. However, even miniature cattle require half an acre to 1 full acre per animal for grazing, and a standard dairy cow needs 1.5 to 2 acres at minimum, which quickly consumes nearly your entire property. Initial costs are high, often $1,500 to $3,000 per animal, plus the infrastructure for fencing, shelter, and water. Beyond that, putting all your resources into one large animal exposes you to risk, because the loss or illness of a single cow can wipe out months of work and investment. While they have the potential for milk and meat, their overall efficiency on a 1 acre plot is low, and the combination of high cost, high care requirements, and low density makes cows an impractical choice for maximizing both production and profit. Chickens, while generally considered a beginner-friendly option, are also often mismanaged on small acreage. Many people start with only layers, focusing exclusively on egg production without considering meat or integrating them into a broader system. This limits both profit and efficiency, as space that could support multiple types of animals and diversified income is instead filled with birds producing a single product. Layer breeds alone produce fewer pounds of meat per square foot than what could be achieved with dual-purpose chickens or by combining them with other animals like rabbits or quail. Additionally, without rotation and proper planning, chickens can quickly exhaust pasture, leading to higher feed costs and reduced productivity. The reality is that chickens are an essential part of a productive small acreage system, but relying on them exclusively or selecting the wrong breed drastically reduces overall efficiency, leaving potential income and food production far below what is possible on 1 acre. Now that we've covered the most common mistakes and why goats, cows, and single-purpose chickens often underperform on a small acre, it's time to focus on what actually works. Join me as we break down the 5 best animals for 1 acre, looking at their space requirements, production potential, costs, and how to combine them for maximum efficiency and profit. Number 5. Chickens, when done right. Chickens are the foundation of any productive small acreage homestead when managed correctly. The key is choosing dual-purpose breeds that provide both eggs and meat, rather than focusing only on layers. Breeds like Rhode Island Reds, Plymouth Rocks, Orpingtons, and Wyandottes are ideal because they grow efficiently for meat while maintaining strong egg production. A typical setup for 1 acre would include 25-30 birds, divided into 20 layers, and 5-10 meat birds, rotated for optimal growth and egg output. Space requirements are surprisingly modest: 4 square feet per bird inside the coop, and 10 square feet per bird in a run or free-range area, totaling roughly 400-600 square feet for the complete setup. This allows chickens to produce consistently without overusing your land, leaving room for other animals or crops. The production numbers for a properly managed flock make them highly efficient. Initial costs for chicks run around $5 to $8 each, with coop construction adding $300, $500, and feed expenses averaging $20, $30 per month for 25 birds. Egg production reaches 15-20 eggs per day, totaling 5,500, 7,000 eggs per year, while meat birds yield 4-6 pounds each, producing 100-240 pounds of meat annually, when processed in batches. This setup can generate $2,000, $4,000 per year, with a return on investment achieved in 6 to 12 months. Most importantly, chickens use only a small fraction of your acre, roughly 600-1,000 square feet, or 1.4-2.3%, allowing you to integrate them seamlessly with other high-efficiency animals for maximum productivity. Number 4. Quails. Quail are often overlooked because they aren't traditional farm animals. They're small, and they don't get the social media attention that chickens do. But their efficiency and rapid production make them a hidden gem for small acreage homesteads. They have the highest feed conversion of any poultry, reaching maturity in just 6 to 8 weeks compared to 16 to 20 weeks for chickens. Quail can be raised in vertical stacking systems, which maximizes space while keeping care simple. A colony of 50 quail, with 40 hens and 10 roosters, requires only 50 square feet of floor space when stacked in 6 to 8 tiers, although the total bird space adds up to 300-400 square feet. This makes them ideal for producing a high volume of eggs and meat on minimal land, while leaving most of your acre free for other uses. Production numbers for quail are impressive and profitable. Each bird lays an average of 35-40 eggs per day, resulting in 12,000-14,000 eggs annually, or roughly 1,000-1,200 dozen. Meat production adds another layer of income, with 4-6 ounces per bird, and 200-300 birds processed per year, producing 50-75 pounds of meat. Initial investment is low, with $2.05 per bird and $200, $400 for a setup. Specialty eggs command premium prices, allowing a 50-bird colony to generate $6,000, $12,000 annually, with a return on investment in just 3 to 4 months. By using vertical space and stacking efficiently, quail offer one of the highest income-to-space ratios possible on a 1-acre property, making them an essential addition for any high-production small farm system. Number 3. Rabbits. Rabbits are unmatched when it comes to converting small spaces into high-volume meat production. They have one of the best feed-to-meat conversion ratios of any livestock, reproduce rapidly with kindling cycles every 31 days, and are quiet, low-maintenance animals that work well in suburban or small acreage settings. Vertical cage systems allow you to maximize space, with breeding does requiring 8-10 square feet each, bucks 6-8 square feet, and grow-out cages just 1 square foot per rabbit. A breeding setup of 10 does and 2 bucks takes up only 100-120 square feet of floor space, leaving the majority of your acre free for other animals, gardens, or expansion. Production numbers highlight just how efficient rabbits are. Each doe produces 40-50 kits per year, totaling 400-500 kits annually for a 10-doe colony. With a dressed weight of 3-4 pounds per rabbit, this yields 1,200-2,000 pounds of meat per year. Startup costs are modest, with $20.50 per breeding rabbit and roughly $500, $800 for a cage system. Feed costs run $600, $1,000 annually, while income potential reaches $6,000, $12,000 per year at $5.06 per pound. With a return on investment achievable in just 4 to 6 months, rabbits combine minimal space usage, 200-300 square feet, with rapid reproduction and high profitability, making them a cornerstone for any productive small acreage animal system. Before we move on to the next top performers, I want to hear from you. If you could start with just one type of animal on your acre, which would it be? Rabbits, quail, or ducks? Drop your choice in the comments below. I'll be reading them and sharing tips on how to get started with the most popular picks. And if you're finding these numbers and setups useful, make sure you hit that like button. It helps others discover the video and join in on the discussion. Number 2. Ducks. Ducks outperform chickens in several key ways for small acreage homesteads. They lay larger eggs, with one duck egg equaling roughly 1.5 chicken eggs, and are excellent foragers that reduce feed costs while staying hardier and less prone to health issues. Ducks also produce high-quality meat with less damage to pasture compared to other poultry. The best breeds for a 1-acre setup include Khaki Campbells for egg production, Welsh Harlequins for dual-purpose use, and Pekins for meat. A typical flock of 20 ducks, 15 hens and 5 drakes, requires 4-6 square feet per bird in shelter, 15-20 square feet per bird in a run, plus a small pond or water feature of 50-100 square feet, totaling 400-600 square feet for the entire setup. Production and profitability numbers make ducks an efficient choice. This flock can produce 12-15 eggs per day, totaling 4,000-5,000 eggs per year, while meat production adds 6-8 pounds per duck, yielding 180-320 pounds annually when 30-40 birds are processed. Initial costs range from $8.15 per duckling, with ongoing feed and maintenance expenses low due to their foraging ability. Annual income potential falls between $3,000-5,000, with a return on investment typically achieved in 8-14 months. Ducks occupy just 1.6% of an acre, allowing you to integrate them with other high-efficiency animals like rabbits and quail for maximum productivity and diversified income. Number 1. Meat rabbits and quail combo. The combination of meat rabbits and quail creates the most efficient high-profit system possible on 1 acre. By using both vertical and horizontal space, you can maximize production while diversifying your income streams. Rabbits serve as the primary protein source, with a setup of 15 breeding does and 3 bucks in a stacked 3-tier cage system occupying just 300 square feet. Quail act as a secondary income source, with 100 birds in a 6-tier vertical system taking up only 100 square feet, which can be placed under or beside the rabbit cages. Together, this integrated setup uses only 400-500 square feet, less than 1.2% of an acre, leaving the vast majority of land available for gardens, other animals, or future expansion. The numbers speak for themselves. Rabbits produce 600-750 kits per year, yielding 1,800-3,000 pounds of meat, while 100 quail lay 70-80 eggs per day, totaling over 25,000 eggs annually, and provide 400+ birds for meat. The initial investment is $1,500, $2,000 with feed and maintenance costs manageable, and a return on investment achievable in just 3-5 months. This system also offers added benefits. Rabbit manure fertilizes gardens. Quail eggs are a high-margin specialty product, and the rapid reproduction cycles of both animals allow for continuous production. By combining these two species, small acreage homesteaders can generate $15,000, $25,000 annually, while maintaining sustainable space-efficient operations. There are a few animals that can work on a small acre, but they come with caveats or require more attention to make them profitable. Bees are a perfect example. They take up almost no space, with just 4 square feet per hive, and can generate $300, $600 per hive annually, but they require specialized knowledge and careful management to thrive. Heritage turkeys are another option, offering seasonal income with a premium around Thanksgiving, but they need 20-30 square feet per bird, meaning only 6 to 8 birds fit comfortably on 1 acre for a $600, $1,200 yearly return. Muscovy ducks are also worth a look. They're quieter, better foragers than other ducks, and help control pests, but their meat has a tougher, gamey texture that appeals to a niche market rather than a broad audience. These animals aren't the top performers like rabbits, quail, or ducks, but when used strategically, they can supplement income, diversify production, and add resilience to your small acreage system. Now, let's talk about what you really need to know. One of the first questions people ask is about laws and regulations. Zoning restrictions, livestock limits, and HOA rules can vary widely depending on your location. Some areas restrict roosters, while others allow ducks, quail, and rabbits, even in suburban settings. Slaughter regulations also differ by state, so it's important to check what's allowed before investing in larger animals. The good news is that rabbits and quail are generally permitted in most areas, making them highly adaptable options for both rural and suburban homesteads. Another common concern is time commitment. Raising animals on 1 acre doesn't have to be overwhelming if your system is well planned. Daily care, including feeding, watering, and collecting eggs, typically takes 30-60 minutes. Weekly maintenance, like cleaning and minor repairs, may take 2-3 hours, while monthly tasks such as processing or selling products can take 4-8 hours. On average, a properly managed 1 acre system requires about 1-2 hours per day, which is manageable even for full-time workers or families who want to supplement their income and food supply without feeling overburdened. The final question is usually about profitability and feasibility. Can you really make money on just 1 acre? The answer is yes. $15,000, $25,000 annually, is realistic when you treat your acre like a business and develop a market for your products. Direct-to-consumer sales, specialty eggs, and local meat markets offer the highest margins. Even if you're in the suburbs, quail and rabbits work well in limited space, while some areas allow hens without roosters. The key is starting with what's allowed, scaling gradually, and combining high-efficiency animals like rabbits, quail, ducks, and strategic chickens to maximize both income and productivity. Remember, the best animals for your 1 acre homestead aren't the ones everyone else has. They're the ones that give maximum production in minimum space while matching your goals and local market. Avoid common mistakes like goats and cows, and focus on high-efficiency options such as rabbits, quail, ducks, and strategically managed chickens. The ultimate combination of meat rabbits and quail alone can generate $15,000, $25,000 per year, while using less than 1.2% of your land, leaving room for gardens, other animals, or future expansion. Start small, master your systems, and scale gradually. If you found this information valuable, hit that subscribe button and join a community dedicated to producing real food on small properties. Drop a comment below, letting us know which animals you plan to start with, or share what's holding you back from getting started. At Timeless Harvest, anyone can build a productive homestead, no matter the size of their land. You don't need 100 acres to make a real difference, you just need the right plan.